Yeah, we can, I mean, we very well could, I just, like to do it as cheap as possible, and Lecter, if it's not in his way over there, anyway, I think the twin home lots are, I could see 6 of them gone by the next 45 days.
Yeah, we need to put a cap on it. I don't know what kind of number, we probably would say a not to exceed number.
Whatever motion you'd like to make.
Oh, the value of that dirt, bid loss, and surplusing.
You always gotta do that, don't you?
No, you can't just give it away.
We're trading it.
Well, but now you're putting it on a privately held property in Crooks.
Not yet, it's
But
CDC.
the Toby figures it out.
But still privately held.
Okay, what do we have to do?
Crooks Development Corp.
Well, first, talk to the attorney. Better safe than sorry. You can still go ahead and just pay for the bill later. It's one of every ducks in a row. Remember the house?
I can ask Patrick, him and I are going back and forth on some other stuff right now.
House, when I told you to declare valuable as $0, you could do that as a motion, say, we don't think the dirt is worth anything at all. Then it's worthless.
Okay,
But if you assign value to it, right, that's gonna be the issue then, so.
Well, considering we'd be paying money to get it out of our way to sell a lot, it's worthless.
I'll make that motion and saying, it's worthless. We're not gonna, as long as you have it on paper, that's the important part. I just
Right.
remember,
I got you.
just remember, that's why I said the house, because last time someone estimated a value of that house, and then it was above the $50, and then you had to go through the whole rigmarole with the notice, with the bid opening at the house. So just,
Which cost about $700.
yeah, which suddenly you double lost money on this instead of just, yeah. So if you just declare it worthless, and say, hey, because in the end you are being done a favor with the dirt going on.
right. So let's make that motion first.
Well, I would make a motion to say that the material in our way of selling a lot can be classified as worthless.
Oh, second.
Any further discussion there? Okay, all in favor of declaring surplus dirt in the development at 0 value, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. That motion carries. Now we can go on to hauling said worthless dirt.
Such a costing.
What do you feel, in one truck, 2 trucks, what?
Probably just one, if we can get to. I'll run it all by Patrick too and make sure.
We're about not to exceed it.
But it's all, it'd be just that much less hour. I mean, one truck, 20 hours, 2 trucks, 10
As
hours.
long as you can keep up with it.
I'm catching Mike nod, so I'm thinking we're going down the right path to get a lot sold.
Yep. You want just to do not to exceed 5,000?
$5,000.
I mean, that should get it done, wouldn't you think?
Want to give you a little slush if you want to move supply clear back or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we'll just, do minimum that we do. We know 2 or 3 need to be opened up, and that's maybe what it takes.
Well, and realistically, if we can get all the excess that's there out now and have everything going forward moved over, then we're done with it.
Yeah.
It's over, yeah.
I'd much rather be there than having
So darn.
to, you know, think about doing this again in a few months.
Done.
Yeah.
Okay,
Make a motion?
yep, made it.
So pay for trucking expense not to exceed $5,000.
I'll second it.
Second, any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion is approved. Update on reserved and closed lots. We closed 2 more last week. And I don't have my other little map in front of me. Mark, do we have others waiting for close? 2 more are under contract right now.
Which two?
Lot 4, block 7, right?
Yep. That's one of
And,
them.
Lot 4?
yeah, 412, West 5th or West 6th? West 5th.
And then you have 413, lot 11 blocks.
Oh, down here.
Yeah, well,
So those 2 are under contract. I believe one wasn't going to close until October, is that right?
Or before.
Or
It
before,
just depends
but-
how fast Tim's gonna do that.
Yeah, right.
Fast he can start on.
So things are moving. Like I said, our financial report looks a heck of a lot better this month than it did last month. And realistically, we should have, by next month's report, we should have 3 more closed in there. So we're in very good shape. Going the right direction, absolutely. Mark, anything to add there?
I can almost guarantee, I can confidently say I have 2 more that will snap here soon, and then lately, yeah, of course, all the ones being replotted are the ones passed.
Of course, that's the way it always works.
But I talked to a builder last week that is thinking about building his own, and then maybe doing another one. As soon as that happens, over there.
Awesome.
So,
Yep.
it's slowing down a little bit as far as inquiries, but that's time of year, I guess. These houses will be done November, December.
Okay. Jeff, any progress on the other development land?
Yes, actually. We had a meeting, I don't know if it was since our last board meeting, I think it was, whatever that was, with the design committee, we had Butch come. I've taken the information that we collected and met with DGR, and they are putting together, they'll give us a few scenarios that we can review. And we'll go through design committee first, and then hopefully at our next meeting, we'll be able to share some thoughts. But we've talked about things from green space, to bike path, to lot size, to the neighborhood concept, to cul-de-sacs, to transitional housing, to, how it fits on the land, to moving dirt, to sanitary sewer. I mean, we really spread the gamut on the property, so I'm encouraged to see what the DGR board's going to come up with.
Good. Good. Okay.
I'd like to add to that.
Sure.
Talked to a couple interested developers. One avenue I'd like you guys to take a look at is where you own the property. It's gonna take a lot of money, what, $1 million or more to put roads, water, sewer, dirt, all that. But if you guys, developers are interested to work with you, and where you guys own and work with them, and then they pay you back, say after 1 phase, you get a 2nd phase done, and that way. They're also wanting to do lot size and houses like we're already doing. That parcel sits so nice back in there in the way it lays. I've had 2 developers, and they think, first of all, they think that's not a place for first first-time buyers. They think over here on the west side of the highway, first-time buyers, multifamily, get some density as you come in, and then as you go back over here, go up higher again. But that little piece over there has got the eye of some people, and, you know, it would, work for you guys, you could make a little money, and wouldn't, because we still got the bond, and, so I don't know what you're thinking the next step is to do the actual development, but I'd like you to think about that idea. I'm just gonna say Steve Van Busker is one guy that suggested this. Daryl over here has, people that he works for that do development with money, and they're interested in that concept, and he wanted to come out here tonight. I don't know if you got anything to say about that, or?
No, I think pretty much what your idea is, the reason I know Butch is, you know where Hy-Vee and Sioux Falls Ford and Lowe's are on 26th Street? Butch filled that hole with 450,000 yards of sand and hauled downtown Sioux Falls out to the gravel pit that we were mining. And that's how I know Butch. And I did Prairie Meadows where Tinner's is at 69th in Minnesota. I did Bradfeld where Walgreens is at 57th and Cliff. I've done quite a few quarter section developments. And so right now in Brandon, across the street from Tailgaters, we have 50 acres that we own, and we're moving 430,000 yards of sand from the east end to the west end and creating a 17-acre lake. But right now we've got 2 hotels, a convention center, bank, Culver's, McDonald's, Mavericks, Steakhouse, movie theater, all looking at that property right now. And it would be the same, what we're doing out there, is engineered fill like Butch did at 26th and Marion. So when people come in there, they can just start building without any site prep. It's ready to go. And I'm here at Butch's request to kind of look at a comprehensive plan for the whole city to see what can be done out here. And I've got the contacts to know where to go get the state money and any other monies that are out there, obviously. And I've talked to Pat, the attorney. And so I think we're gonna get a $3 million TIF in Brandon on that development that we're doing. But I'd kind of like to look at everything out here, because I think there's a potential. I don't expect it to explode, but I think there's a potential to open up other segments of the market so that more people can fit in here, is what it boils down to. I mean, I don't foresee, you know, somebody coming in and spending all that money to open up a few different places. I think it kind of has to fit together to see what's available.
I just say.
And who's out there. I've been doing this since '94.
I just say before, talk to Daryl about this, I did have him talk to Patrick Glover, because I wanted to Patrick to know, you know, I've talked to Patrick about several developers that I've talked to, but I just want him to kind of know what's going on, what might go on, what might not, and so on. Just like this dirt moving, I'll talk to him about that to make sure we're good with that, but, you know, we're working on the industrial site north of town, we're getting that site certified, and, little off the subject again, but the GOED, the Governor's Office of Economic Development, sent me a note that said, if you call in for help, you might get the janitor, because every one of us are busy selling South Dakota right now because of COVID. There's so many, and a lot of Minnesota, there's so many companies and people want to move that are looking at South Dakota
Well, and, I mean, to be a little blunt, I mean, we can't have anything to do with economic development. We can't have anything to do with commercial. Our group can only be residential development. And our group was created to spur residential development. So if we have developers and so forth that are interested in coming out here, that's exactly what we were started up to do, to spur that activity, to get things rolling again. And quite frankly, with that ground over there, I mean, there isn't a lot of need for us to be a middleman. If there's somebody else that wants to come in and start doing development, that, I mean, to me, and this is me speaking for me, but it seems to me like our job has